for the week of May 19th, 2020. Welcome to This Week in Cincinnati, the podcast dedicated to bringing you the news of the Queen City without the filter. This week we are talking about a new Cincinnati anthem, Trevor Bauer's phone number, Snowball the guinea pig, and much, much more.
Welcome to glorious Cincinnati.
It is sensational for Cincinnati.
It's Skyline time.
And this one belongs to the Reds.
Cincinnati, Ohio.
WKRP in Cincinnati.
Did you have a good week?
I did have a good week. Yeah. I never know what's going on. Time just goes by so quickly right now. I feel like the first month of quarantine was just the slowest. You remembered every detail because it was so slow, and now it's just speeding along. But I grabbed some Holtman's donuts this weekend. So if you remember from last week, I talked about birthday surprises that we had going on this week. So I grabbed some Holtman's donuts for my godmother's birthday. It's always our tradition that her birthday weekend, we get Holtman's donuts and then we go to Washington Park for City Flea. Well, City Flea was canceled for the first time in 10 years this month. So we didn't get to do that. So the plan was to get donuts, which I had to drive to Oakley for because the downtown location was closed, and then take her to the park anyway, but it was raining. So we just took them to her house. And then we drove out to Mason because my godmother and my bestie had the same birthday, May 15th, Jerry and Judy. And so we went out there and played some porch cards. It was fun.
What's porch cards?
We just played cards on the porch.
Cards on the porch.
Cards on the porch.
Oh.
Yeah.
I thought you were going to say it's some exciting game.
Well, it is an exciting game, which I can never remember the name of.
So what card game did you play?
It's like...
Or did you actually go through multiple games?
No, one game. We played a couple of different ways, but it's like a version of Rummy. It's like Egyptian Rummy or something. I don't know. I never remember the name of it, but it's like our game, and it's super fun. And I actually won. I've never won before. I usually have the absolute most points, which in Rummy is bad. So, yeah. But that was a super good time. It was awesome. And, that's all I really remember. It was a really busy week.
Sounds fun.
Yeah, it was a really good time.
Yeah.
Yeah, how about you?
Well, this was a week that had a lot of social interaction, which is very anti-COVID. Not, within small groups, but had a buddy come over and we played guitars Thursday night and drank a bunch. And
you
just
played
jammed
guitar?
Out. Yeah, I've been playing for a long time.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah. So he came over and we just
mind blown.
Played some songs, drank some beers, which is fun. Mm-hmm. And then Friday hung out with some neighbors on our porch.
Yeah.
And got some pizza.
Yeah.
And Saturday had some friends come over. It's real weird because we moved into this new house 6 weeks ago, and no one has really seen it because no one's allowed inside. So we had some friends come over with their kids, and we thought, okay, we're probably all right to start a little bit more interaction. So they came over and hung out, and somehow we managed to find a place that had our food ready in 15 minutes.
Sweet.
That was not pizza.
Yeah.
So we ordered some takeout, and then we had my my grandmother-in-law's 92nd birthday yesterday.
Oh, that's right. Nana.
So, Nana.
That's awesome.
And it was a nice day
for
her 92nd birthday.
Yeah.
But she's sort of losing her mind, so she didn't really, she kept forgetting that it was her birthday, and
God love her.
We just have the same sort of conversation over and over.
Yeah.
But she remembers all the old, well, I shouldn't say that. She used to remember a lot of old stuff, but now she just doesn't really remember much. So, but hey, every day's exciting.
Every day.
You never know when it's going to be your birthday.
That is true. That is true.
Yeah.
This was the first social interaction I had really had. I still haven't taken my kids anywhere. I'm just kind of at the point where I don't know how I feel yet. Give it a few weeks when stuff's kind of opened up and people are kind of going around, and let's see what the numbers do, and then I'll make a determination. I have a Memorial Day party. Is that this weekend?
That's this weekend.
Holy mother. Yeah, I just don't know if I'm going to be ready to take my kids around a bunch of people this weekend yet.
You have a week to figure it out.
Bummer.
Well,
Yeah.
I just like the opportunity that, I can choose how much risk I want to take.
Oh, for sure.
As opposed to the governor saying no one can take any risk. But we're not going to go too political on this about the right or wrong way to deal with COVID.
Yeah, no.
We're just going to move on into the stories.
Let's do
How's that sound?
Let's do that. Let's jump into business.
All right. Well, in business, we have 2 stories for you. Last week, Governor DeWine unveiled another phase of reopening with personal care services like salons and barbershops and outdoor bars and restaurants opening last Friday. On May 21st, indoor restaurants, bars, and campgrounds can open. On May 22nd, horse racing with no spectators, my favorite kind of horse racing, can start again. On May 26th, BMVs. So, okay, let's do the math, all right? So, roughly this Friday, so the Friday before Memorial Weekend, we can go inside restaurants and bars and campgrounds. And then the next day, we can get up and go horse racing with no spectators, all right? And then once we've gotten over...
Friday.
Yeah, and then once we got over our weekend hangover from Memorial Day, we can go renew our car license and go to the gym and play sports with no contact and possibly find a pool that's open.
Yeah.
All right. And then at the end of the month, we can get rid of our kids again at the child care services.
Wow.
So that is apparently the plan.
Yeah, it's interesting because they're phasing it.
They're phasing
but very tight together. So it's like one phase. Originally
there's no
they were
time
talking
to
about
find data.
Let's open up a little bit, see where the data goes, and then open up a little bit and see where the data goes. That's just completely gone out the window.
Well, we do have other states that opened that we can kind of go off of some of their data.
You know what? I have kind of disengaged from a lot of it.
Yeah.
Because I'm not ready to make a determination yet based on the other states' data, I guess. I've kind of so I can't speak to their data. I've read a couple headlines and it doesn't look good, but I don't want to
See, I read headlines that it looks great.
Exactly.
And
so I don't want to.
So, I think it's just, Yahoo News or Facebook just shows me what I want to hear.
Well, yes.
Yeah,
I think that's true. I mean, I am hoping that a combination of us having done a good job plus it being warmer.
Good job.
I like it. There are definitely places that have done less jobs. Unfortunately, the zip code I live in has one of the highest. It actually has the highest caseload of any zip code in Hamilton County. That may or may not be due to a nursing home or something like that. Again, I haven't drilled into the data, so I'm not.
Churches and nursing homes. That's apparently where it's at these days.
Yeah. So, but it's but I think overall the state of Ohio has done a very good job, and I'm hoping that combined with warmer weather is going to, make everything okay. Because I would like to get out. I would like to do some things. I mean, I'm loving the time with my family and going to the park and being out in nature. But, I miss my people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I am dreading when they're like, hey, sports are going to be back on. I'm kind of like, oh, no.
Yeah.
I'm really liking the quarantines. I kind of hope this could just continue where
it gives you a lot more
our
time,
kids can't do anything because it's like, man, it almost
Yeah.
feels like you're single again. You just got to feed a few kids.
Yeah.
But when they have no activities, it's great.
Yeah. My kids were kind of built for this. They're loving it. They miss their friends. My younger one more than my older one. He really misses the social interaction of school. But they're like, what? I get to stay home all day? Word. And they're done with schoolwork. They do still have, technically they're in school till Thursday, but it's just going to be all fun stuff and makeups, kids that haven't finished things and stuff like that. But yeah, they're loving it. And but I'm ready to get back out. But it is nice. It's kind of nice to be able to say, oh, I can't do that when you don't want to do stuff.
Sorry, kids, everything's closed.
Yeah. Not going to lie.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sandro watched his first soccer game in however long, 8 weeks. The Bundesliga has returned in Germany with no fans. And he watched some soccer this weekend. Yeah.
Well, I'm super excited for him to have that moment.
Shush. Anyway, next business story. The city of Cincinnati started closing streets and lanes in downtown and over the Rhine to create patio seating for local restaurants. Senate Abigail Street, Kruger's, Bakersfield, the Mercer, and Pontiac Barbecue will be taking over parking lanes in front of their businesses. We kind of touched on this a little bit last week, but there are, some specifics there. I was driving through downtown, I want to say on Joe Nuxall, and saw like some road closed barriers. They were on the sidewalk because it was, 7 a.m. or something. But so I think they're going to maybe doing something down at the banks as well, which is pretty cool.
Yeah. Well, apparently downtown it was a cluster F because...
Oh, did you see the blind pig?
Yeah. Well, several bars, there were a few that were complying, but a lot were it was business as previous.
Yeah.
And then you had people taking pictures and all this outrage. Mm-hmm. And then the city stepped in on Saturday and they're like, we're beefing up enforcement. We're going to start writing citations because they put together some, citation, guideline to follow.
Yeah.
And I think, they want to crack down on all these places. I don't think there's been enough time for them to fix it. I know this is happening everywhere in the state.
Yeah.
Because it's really hard when you got a bunch of, standing room only places. How do you keep people in their 6-foot circles? Mm-hmm.
Especially like if you're standing room, how do you know who's a group of 6 and who's a group of 2 and who's a group of 10? If you can be a group of 10, like how do you know those people are together and those people aren't together?
Right.
Yeah, the logistics are just crazy.
I mean, at the same time, these businesses are coming off of major losses and major debt, and they're seeing all this money standing at the door waiting to pay them.
Yeah.
And they, the cost to operate these places is still high, and we can only bring in. It's like saying, hey, we're going to let you open up your restaurant, but you can only have 20% of your tables full, and you're going to be losing money. And I'm not saying that that's an excuse, but it's the struggle between capitalism and health and safety.
Yeah, for sure.
That makes this whole thing extremely challenging. So I don't know what's going to come of that, but I think if they just made the city of Cincinnati, like open container, which maybe they did.
I think we absolutely need like the whole downtown area to just be like a big Dora district.
Yeah.
So I think that'd be amazing.
If they just said, you know what, if you guys need space, just go wherever you want.
Yeah.
And we're going to serve it in plastic cups. Mm-hmm. So there's no broken bottles.
Yeah.
Then just go out and hover. And then you'll have more room.
Yeah, I love it. City Beat put out a pretty controversial article this weekend that basically said if you don't tip your server 100%, you're an asshole and you should stay home. I'm a very good tipper. I used to work in restaurants and I like really just feel their pain. And I like, especially if I like see a table next to me and know that they like stiffed them or whatever, I'm a very good tipper. And throughout this, I've been an excellent tipper, like ridiculous. I've been getting alerts from my credit card, like, did you mean to tip this much % at so-and-so restaurant? And I was like, yes, I did. I have like a $5 rule. So even if I'm spending like $10 or whatever, I'm just giving them $5. Usually it's only if I'm sitting at the restaurant, because sometimes you go and you have a coffee and you sit there.
Yeah.
But just in these times, it's kind of like, thank you for being here. Here's $5. I don't go out very often. And if I couldn't afford it, then I wouldn't go out.
Right.
But 100%, that's just silly. Can you imagine like going and spending $100 or $200 on dinner and giving them 100% tip? Like, I'm sure they were just meaning to be controversial and just trying to get a point across, but it really backfired, I think.
Yeah. I agree. It's a little much. I am tipping carry out, which people normally would do a lot. In the past.
People tip carry out, but some people do not.
Yeah, I never tipped carry out in the past. A lot don't. But lately, I've been tipping carry out, and I'll tip wherever I can.
Yeah, yeah. Well, and I mean, right now, the carry out's their only jam. There are some restaurants that it's just the problem with tipping carry out, and I always tip carry out because I used to have to prepare carry out as a server, and I'd get annoyed if I'm taking time away from my tables. And I generally wouldn't necessarily tip 20%. It depends on the restaurant and stuff. But I always did. But there are some restaurants that you don't know. Like it could be a hostess that's paid a good salary and isn't tipped out or is tipped out. You don't know what's going on. Yeah. So it's hard to navigate for sure.
Yeah. So, I can't. I was about ready to say the same thing.
Yeah, I
we
saw
can cut
you
this
over
part,
there.
But I'm like, hey,
I was done.
We gotta move, lady.
Well, he can cut this part.
Yeah, at least we'll have our coronavirus data by the time we're done with this podcast. Well, in politics, we only have one story for you.
Billions and billions and billions.
Love it.
Yeah, for the first time since 1972, voters said yes to the Cincinnati Metro.
Woohoo!
After final election results were tallied last week, Metro's 0.8%, and actually I think it's I guess it is 0.8%.
Yeah.
Or is it
so it's like
0.008?
0.008. Yeah.
Yeah. Regardless, Hamilton County sales tax increase came out on top by only 980 votes.
Wow.
The tax increase will raise $130 million a year for the next 25 years. And $100 million of that will go strictly to the bus system to produce more routes and more frequent services. Over the weekend.
Which they will need if you have to be 6 feet apart.
That is true. Wider buses.
Yeah.
The remaining $30 million is going to road and bridge projects throughout Hamilton County that are primarily going to be on those same bus lines. Mm-hmm. So what's I think impactful about this is that normally the way to fund the buses were always based on income tax increases. They'd have to pull from the income tax of the people that were working there. Now people are actually saying, yes, we want to support the bus routes, and really where that's going to have the biggest impact are those people that don't have a car or a reliable car. It allows them to travel, and this is all obvious stuff, but the fact that it's allowing them to maybe widen their search for jobs, it's really supporting the lower class, which is great.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. And I'm all for public transport for sure. And I love that the other monies are going to fix roads and bridges along the bus routes. Have you seen pictures of the buses getting stuck on that railroad track over by Paddock Road?
No.
They need to fix that.
You know what they need to fix, honestly, with these buses is when you're on 71, and you're kind of hanging out, traffic's slow, and you're in the far left lane, the fast lane, but you're not going very fast. And all of a sudden, this giant, 8-ton, metal rectangle comes flying down the fast lane, and you're just like, holy shit, what was it? Yeah. I mean, I feel like if I was 6, let's just say I'm just kind of hanging out, and I'm thinking, I got this whole, left side available. It might be, changing the station. If I veered 6 inches to the left,
Done.
Bam.
Yeah. I never see buses on the highway.
Oh my gosh.
Ever.
They're all flying down 71. Well, they were.
Goodness. Yeah.
But it's crazy.
Yeah, that's funny.
Anyways.
So on to our quick Cincy sports update.
It's up!
Ever since Major League Soccer postpones its season just 2 weeks in on March 12th, it's been looking for a way to restart. It wasn't until last week that players were finally allowed to return to team facilities to do a personal, isolated training session. Now the MLS is proposing a plan to host a month-long tournament held in potentially Orlando that would comprise of all 26 teams training together for the first 3 weeks of June, then playing in a month-long round-robin style tournament throughout July, eventually ending with a winner and losers bracket. The plan has not gotten approval by the players union yet, as it would require players to be away from their families for up to 2 months, and many teams are questioning how the league will keep 1,000+ players, coaches, personnel staff from catching and spreading COVID-19 amongst themselves. But I think for the leagues, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, because you'll know a lot about baseball and football. I think for the leagues, it's more important that they're having the games than that they're having fans, because they make all their money on TV contracts and ads and not necessarily on ticket sales and concessions, correct?
Correct.
Okay, that's what I thought. So Sandro and I were having this debate last night.
Yeah, they're just going to pipe in the fan noise. Yeah. They really are. And there's just going to be someone who's going to be like...
They took my idea.
Yeah, who they're just going to move up the button when they score, and if it's if they're doing terrible, they just turn it down. Yeah. And that's some intern's job.
Yeah, so I guess if you're, this will be great for things like golf. Not so great for things like baseball. Because,
why is that good for golf? Oh, no crowds? Then they can't complain about people yelling Baba Booey when they swing?
They have to all be quiet anyway.
Yeah.
But, for baseball, I love to go to a baseball game. Love going to the experience of going to a baseball game. I cannot sit there and watch a season of baseball on TV.
Well, it's because baseball's so boring on TV.
So boring on TV. And there's a game every day. With soccer, you have 1, maybe 2 games a week. Same with football. But with baseball, it's just every day.
Well, it's every day and it takes 3 hours.
Yeah.
Baseball.
3 hours if you're lucky.
Baseball kind of sucks in general.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Well,
funny.
Speaking of baseball, Cincinnati Reds starting pitcher Trevor Bauer tried to make the best of a situation when ESPN accidentally showed his phone number during a FaceTime interview.
Whoops.
So he says, I think I have 12,000 unread messages right now. I had to turn my FaceTime off because I literally tried for 8 hours straight to turn my phone off, but every time I tried, a call would come in. So you can't, hold down the shut off button.
Oh, no.
So he's got to let the thing die. Hey, literally couldn't do anything on my phone for 8 hours, and he was piping hot. Anything that has my number linked to it has been blowing up. So, end quote. Lately, Bauer has been critical of the MLB's proposal to return to the field in Arizona, calling it laughable.
Interesting.
So it was interesting with his, the number was out there, and you know how FaceTime call, it says, call from 1618, and he even screenshot it, Trevor did, and put it on his own, Twitter and said, well, ESPN apparently screwed up. So what he did was
it's out now.
Well, he changed his voicemail and said, well, I'm going to turn this into a little contest, and I'll put the instructions on my voicemail, and I'm going to give away some autograph stuff.
That's cool.
So he tweeted and he said, instructions for my, to be entered. It was follow him on Instagram and Facebook and something like this.
Yeah.
The problem was as you know, your voicemail will fill up within 40
quickly.
calls or so.
Yeah.
And he had 12,000. So then he just said, well, basically follow me and then I'll pick somebody.
Yeah.
So he tried to make the best of a situation.
Yeah.
But it sounds like he's going to be getting a new phone number.
Gonna need a new number.
And that's why you probably need a personal phone, and then you need your business phone.
Yeah, for sure. Because even the way I do it, I have my personal phone number, and then I have a Google Voice number that's a 513 number, because when I call people with a 917 number, they just ignore me. They think I'm, some Chinese lady. But
why Chinese?
Every phone call I get with a 917 number, they always even leave a message.
Yeah.
Usually if it's spam, they don't leave a message. They leave a message, and it's always some lady speaking in Mandarin every single time.
Oh, I forgot. Since you know Mandarin, you're allowed to say that someone is Chinese. It's not
No, it's just legitimately
Japanese
someone speaking
people
Mandarin.
speaking English. Oh, it is straight up
It's
Mandarin.
literally someone speaking Mandarin. It's not like a Chinese person with an accent.
I
She's
thought
literally speaking
you're
Mandarin.
everyone that is of Asian descent is now Chinese.
No, and I don't speak Mandarin, so I can't actually understand them. I speak Cantonese, so I can't understand the messages. But so it's... But then it's still your phone that rings every time.
Yeah.
You need a straight up separate phone.
Well, maybe, and this has happened. So I have T-Mobile, also known as T-Maybe, but it works great whenever there's Wi-Fi, connectivity, which okay,
Spotty.
which I guess is how it's supposed to work. But it'll show up with the name of the person or any business number associated with it, or it'll say spam calling or charity call or something. So it tries to say I think this is who it is.
Yeah.
So maybe your phone number is being linked to a, Chinese restaurant, and that's why when you call, people think,
Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe. I don't know. Interesting.
That's probably what's happening.
Probably what it is. So
Anyways.
in entertainment, we have 4 stories this week.
Who let the dogs out? Who let the dogs out?
Do you have what it takes to create an anthem about the Queen City? A new songwriting contest is asking passionate Cincinnatians to show love for their city, and there's cash prizes involved. Community groups Cincy, Nice, and Little King's Brewery, my favorite, is inviting local musicians to create original music for the city to rally behind. The best song will be chosen by popular vote, as well as a panel of local celebrity judges. 3 winners will be crowned, with the judge's choice getting $1,000, the popular vote choice getting $513. Haha, 513. I didn't know about 513 Day, but that's a whole other thing. And the second place popular vote choice will be getting a home studio kit. That's pretty cool. Make sure you submit your piece to 513anthem.com before May 24th. So you better get on that, because that's Monday?
Now, you majored in opera, right?
Vocal performance.
Vocal performance.
I did.
So if you were to write a song, what would you make it about?
So I'm not a songwriter. I'm actually not incredibly creative.
Have you ever tried to write a song?
Music. No,
so you don't know.
Not once in my life.
You don't know if you're a songwriter or not until you try.
You would think it would just kind of be something you just have a desire to do.
No, it's not actually. You have to just sit down and put effort into it, actually.
Yeah.
So I think you should create something that we can, submit.
Okay.
And the power of the users of this podcast to vote for it. Actually, as you know, I love every contest because someone's going to put out a song that's just like, F the Steelers, they suck balls, I wish they would all die. And then that's going to get all the votes.
Oh, yeah.
It's going to be some amateur guy on a keyboard. It's not even trolly. It's just going to be some guy that's funny.
Yeah.
And then the person will be like, oh my gosh.
And then the real musicians are going to be like, awesome.
Yeah. So they have like the judges. It's celebrity judges. Okay. And I was like, oh, who are the celebrity judges? And it's like 7 people whose first name is all DJ. It's like DJ blah blah with this. DJ something of the Reds.
E-Train. He's dope.
All right. DJ E-Train, who is dope. They're like,
Reds and the Bengals.
Oh.
Well, it's like, who would have thought that in this economy, it's hard to be a DJ. Okay.
Fair.
You never give up the DJ name, I guess. But it's like we have like all 14 DJs that currently reside, except for the ones that do like the bar mitzvahs. We have everyone else, and they're gonna vote on the song.
Yeah.
So, but I'm hoping somebody just puts something up that kind of trashes the Steelers, and then at the end says, and F the Browns too. Is probably at the end of it, and F the Browns too. And then everyone's like, oh, that's great.
Yeah.
But they're probably not gonna let that win. It's like Bodie McBoatface.
Like Bodie McBoatface.
Or, how we wanted to name the animals something different at the zoo, and then they didn't let it happen.
Didn't let it happen.
Whatever.
Okay.
But
what's going on at Taft?
Should be fun. So Taft Brewing Co. and 42 fellow breweries across Greater Cincinnati. Did you know there was, I guess, 43 breweries?
I know there were a lot. I did not know there were 43.
There's probably more than that. Anyways, so they've all teamed up to sell shirts to support people struggling during this pandemic. The shirts feature all 43 brewery logos with the words, "We're all in this together," and "Drink Cincy," which actually the logo on the front, it says "Drink Cincy," and they're lined up one on top of the other, and the eyes and the ends are like, double lined. So it's like the eye goes from the top of drink down to the bottom of Cincy and the end and drink. So I read it as "Drink in Cincy," which I thought made more sense.
You're like reading even more into it. Look at you. He plays the guitar and he reads between the lines.
Yeah. So I think it was "Drink in Cincy" is what they meant to go with.
Maybe.
And just whoever wrote the article, or maybe it was our producer, just made assumptions. I don't even know. What's that? Fox 19 screwed up. Sherry Palillo's like, I don't know. I don't know anyone else from Fox 19.
I don't know.
But anyways, you can buy these shirts for $30, and you get them at Taft's or you can pick them up at Taft's for $25. So I guess it's $5 cheaper if they don't have to ship them. And then you also get a $5 coupon for free use at any of the 43 participating breweries.
Oh, cool. Well, and they probably want to incentivize people to come into the Brewporium, so it'll be cheaper if you come in, but also buy a beer.
If they can come in. Well, who knows?
What is it, Saturday? Friday?
Unless they say, you guys, all you drunks have been bad. I saw what you did.
It's possible. DeWine was not happy for sure.
Yeah.
So stay-at-home orders were clearly misunderstood by an adventurous West Price Hill pet guinea pig named Snowball. He made his way out of his home last month and wandered into a storm drain inlet. The Cincinnati Metropolitan Sewer District rushed to the rescue and managed to guide Snowball out of the 10-foot deep sewer pipe using a basketball. Snowball is now home safe and sound. Well, thank goodness.
That's all. Yeah.
I mean, in our cute story of the week.
Well, so apparently it says Snowball ventured 10 feet into the inlet pipe after falling 2.5 feet into the storm drain. 10 more feet, and the little guy would have fallen into the manhole, which goes to the main sewer. Now,
is this where we both show what bad people we are?
Well, I think you've showed that in other ways, but I'll at least show my thoughts. Okay,
yeah, tell me.
First of all, you don't take the guinea pig outside. Okay,
no.
So bad parenting, unless they're on a leash.
Maybe they have a cat door.
Or
maybe someone left the door open.
All right, so it got out.
Yeah.
Would I don't know if I would call. Maybe I'd call Actually, this is probably what I'd do. I would pretend like I was calling the sewer district, and then I would say, we'll just have to wait for him to come back out.
Yeah.
And I'd probably be glad to be rid of that guinea pig, because guess who's probably the one cleaning out the cage every day?
Yeah.
It's me. So I don't know if I would actually call the sewer district. And, there's literally a guy, in a harness, going down a sewer to get out this, what are guinea pigs these days? I'm going to get, how much does a guinea pig cost? No. Probably, I'm going to say $24.
Okay.
That's a good question for our producer.
There you go.
You want a guinea pig, not
pig.
included, not including any of the,
well, yeah, you got to have the
stuff.
cage and all the
I
things.
guess, do they get shots? Do you have shots to a guinea pig?
Oh, I don't know.
Well, anyways, so a guinea pig from PetSmart without shots, $24. Okay. We'll see what comes up, but that's what I'm guessing. Anyways, but thank you for the sewer district for saving the guinea pig.
This is where I show myself to be a probably a terrible person. Is just so the city had to spend money paying these people who probably needed to be working on like a water main break or something to go find this kid's guinea pig. Like, this is where as a parent I'm like, shouldn't have let him outside. Poor Snowball. Like, I'm not very feel good, I guess.
Wow, that's
cold.
That's
cold
and harsh.
Yeah, cold-hearted.
Yeah.
So what's going on down in Florence?
All right. So the Florence Y'alls, which was the former, what do they call the Florence Freedom?
Yep.
And then they changed their name. Mm-hmm. They're unsure of when they're going to be able to take the field again. And when it comes to how they're going to make money, well, they have definitely figured out a better solution. They are setting up a drive-through animal farm starting Memorial Day that will feature kangaroos, camels, yaks, aerial acrobats, because why not?
What?
It should be called a circus, but it's calling it an animal farm. It should be animal circus. And stuntmen flying 35 feet into the air. Tickets are $30 per car load and will come to 2 vouchers for a Y'alls game.
Wow.
So
they're getting creative.
Yeah, I mean, like, let's say you got 6 people in the car, right? $5 a person, and you drive through. And I guess you're just going to drive up and be like, oh, look, there's a yak, or there's a camel. I mean, okay. I guess it's fun.
I'm a little torn on this because literally as you were reading this, because as we've established, I don't do my research, or I didn't today anyway. While you were reading this, I literally almost spit out my coffee and then recognized that there was a microphone in front of me and I should really, really try to hold this in. And so it's super exciting and I want to see kangaroos and yaks and camels. But also then are the animals treated okay? Blah, blah. Apparently I don't care. Guinea pig size I don't care about, but bigger animals,
so,
I'm a little worried.
So if a kangaroo fell into a sewer, you'd be okay with them getting the kangaroo out?
Or
does Johnny have to learn that lesson too?
This thing would probably be able to get out on its own. But
okay.
I don't know. Maybe it's a size
Let's imagine that the sewer's big enough that a kangaroo can fall down
in Ecuador
it.
they eat guinea pigs, so maybe it's a size thing. Maybe it's a guinea pig's just like a step away from a rat.
The smaller you are, the less life, that you deserve, right? Like short people are not as important as tall people. I get it.
P.S. I'm short.
Yeah, I get it. No, but you know what? Like, really who we should be talking about here aren't the animals, okay? What we should be talking about are the acrobats and the stuntmen that have to perform for every single car.
Yeah.
Like, if you're driving through, it's like, where's the stuntman? It's like, they've, jumped off of whatever the 35 foot in the air.
They're rotating
100 times. The camels just sit there, right? Or stand there. I don't know if camels sit. I don't think camels sit.
Yeah, they do.
Camels sit? No, lay down.
Well, okay, yeah.
Can you see a camel?
Yeah, they lay down.
A golden retriever
yes,
sits.
You're correct. No, they lay
down. A camel doesn't
right.
sit.
No, that'd be weird.
So they stand there, or they lay down. But anyway, so be it. Let's move on. What are you doing this weekend? I don't know. I'm going to the Y'alls Animal Circus. That's what I got planned. Hey, honey, happy 40th birthday. We're going to the Y'alls, 40th.
So
circus.
as we discussed earlier, I really don't know what I'm doing this weekend because I do have invites to some parties, some family things, but I just don't know if I feel comfortable going around that many people and taking the kids.
Yeah.
Other than that, I have a very rigorous cleaning schedule.
Good. It's about time.
Very excited.
Good. I
like every month do a really good deep clean of the house, and I'm
Q-tip
pretty
clean.
excited about it. Yeah.
Well, we are going to my parents' have a little fishing lake house. So my 3 siblings and I are all going to bring our families to see them and enjoy the Memorial Weekend. And hopefully we'll temperature scan at the door. Don't let them in.
There you go.
Sorry, nephew, Will, you're out. Sit in the car. See you on Monday. No, so we're gonna go head up there and do that, which will hopefully be fun.
That sounds fantastic.
And yeah. So, but if you're looking for something to do and you want to stream something, you should watch Capone, which you know what? Speaking of this past weekend, I've tried to watch some shows with my wife, and I'm like, there is nothing on.
Yeah.
We're watching like 2014 movies now because I'm like, have you seen this? I don't even know.
Yeah.
And they're all kind of bad.
I'm just waiting for July because Hamilton is coming to Disney Plus, and my kids have not been able to see it yet. I've seen it, but I am like a Hamilton freak. So this is just going to be like on in the background 24 hours a day on Disney Plus.
That's a lot of Hamilton.
It is.
Yeah. Well, anyways, if you're looking for something new, like myself, watch Capone, which chronicles the final days of the notorious gangster Al Capone as he succumbs to dementia and relives his past through tormenting memories, starring Tom Hardy and directed by Josh Trank. So I'll watch this.
Phenomenal.
Well, and you know what? And I appreciate you for that because I don't think my wife has any interest in watching this.
Oh, really? No, we love gangster stuff. That's like one of our things that we do together. Did you ever watch Boardwalk?
Yes. Very good.
Really, really good.
Although, you know what? The last season, I kind of gave up. I think I have 3 or 4 episodes in.
Yeah.
It's kind of like, okay, I get it.
We did finish it, but that was that. Yeah. And
I really
Tom
liked
Hardy
it,
is
Tom Hardy's
phenomenal.
awesome.
Yeah. So that sounds awesome. So if you're looking for another activity, well, if you can get in somewhere, you can get your hair cut now.
Yeah.
I know my kids couldn't get an appointment until June 6th, and mine, I think, is like maybe mid-June, but I told my girl, I was like, I have easy hair, like get all your people in with like layers and color and then take me last. But apparently at the Delfair barber, somebody thought they were going to be cheeky and get there at like 6:40. They were opening up at 7 a.m. or
what is
7:40. It's in Delhi. And they were going to get there at 7:40 and they opened at 8, whatever it was. And there were already like 8 or 10 people in line, and they were like, all those guys waiting to get those haircuts.
Having a good relationship with your hairstylist is extremely important during these times.
Yeah.
I've been going to the same person since 2005.
That's good.
You know?
That's good.
So she takes care of me.
I like loyalty.
Yeah, well, that's all for This Week in Cincinnati. Since you are all stuck indoors, you might as well do us a favor and share this podcast on your social medias as well as rate and review us on iTunes. Shout out to our biggest fans, Danielle and Jacob Gordon, who recently reviewed us saying, quote, "The only weekly news I need. I get to find out cool things about Cincinnati and things about the nation and world all in one. Pretty short podcast. Seriously, the best."
Aw, thanks, Danielle and Jacob.
They also said Brett is the best as well on the podcast.
Yeah.
So they added that after the fact.
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
So also, since next week is Memorial Day, you will not be seeing an episode from us, but keep it locked to our social media for other content, and we'll see you back again in June.
Yeah. So stay tuned. We're doing a back and forth on the outro. We've never done that before. Wow. So stay tuned for the cleanup with our producer, Ryan Taulbee, as he corrects all the mistakes and misinformation we try to feed you as fact throughout this episode. As for Alysa and myself, have an amazing week. This Week in Cincinnati.
All right, hello guys. Welcome to the cleanup with producer Ryan. We only have one thing to get into today, but it is very fun. Brett was questioning the price of a guinea pig. According to PetSmart, you can get a guinea pig for just $38. I don't know how much guinea pig shots cost. Let's look that up real quick. Guinea pig vaccinations? Oh, okay. Apparently, guinea pigs do not even need vaccinations. Oh, would you look at that? So $38 and you've got yourself a little guinea pig. Let's go to the reviews on PetSmart. It has a 4.5 out of 5 stars. Pretty good for a pet. But this 1-star review is pretty great. It's titled Pregnant Guinea Pig. and this is written by Beck2117 about 4 years ago. We bought 2 female guinea pigs from an all-female store. Got it. It's been about 6 weeks. One of them is pregnant. We are not happy at all. Now I have to try and sell or give away a bunch of babies we do not want. I'm no biologist. I don't think 2 female guinea pigs can get each other pregnant, but my degree is in communications, so I can't confirm or deny that. But yeah, have fun with guinea pigs. Go buy one or not. I can't really tell you what to do, but that's all we have to talk about today. The hosts were pretty on it this week. So that's it. Thanks for watching, guys. And as always, we will see you guys next week on This Week in Cincinnati.